So I'm with Mike Lockwood and Mark Butler. And Mike, what I want you to do is I want you to tell Mark the story about the Utah treasure hunter who vanished off the face of the earth after seeing a couple aliens.
So out there by Duchesne, there's a place called Red Creek.
Yeah.
You know Red Creek. Okay. So you know where the Pinnacles. You go down Red Creek to the Pinnacles. So I have a guy call me, and I'm a carpenter, so he calls me about building a deck off of his little trailer over by Red Creek. Okay. So I answer the call, and I make an appointment with him, and I go down to his little trailer down there next to Red Creek. And he says, I want to build a deck out over the creek and put a roof over it. I said, okay, I can do that for you. So I give him a price, and he liked the price, so I started the job a couple weeks later. Very first day on the job, I get there, I'm unloading my equipment, I'm staging out with material and stuff, and we got guys going over and start squaring it up and set some lines and things, and I'm down the road, pulls this guy on a four-wheeler, next door neighbor that lives up the hill a little bit from, this is kind of, the road comes around, goes up, and then comes back down. Well, I'm here working on this job, and he lives on that little hill right there up above us. And he comes driving down his four-wheeler, and he says, oh, and he starts being real friendly, and he's talking about Christianity and talking about construction and just kind of making small talk, you know. And he says, he asked me what faith I was. And I told him I was Southern Baptist. And for some reason he seemed relieved. I don't know why, but I guess maybe I didn't say I was Catholic. I don't know. I'm not like that. So I'm not prejudiced. I don't care about your belief at all. I think it's good you have one. So he starts talking to me. He says, you believe in flying saucers? And I said, well, I've seen some strange things in the air, and I do believe in fallen angels. I have my own theory about that stuff, I told him. And I said, why do you ask? He says, because up here behind the house up here, I was up early one morning, about 1 o'clock in the morning, and there was a light up on that hill up there. He points right up there. I look right up there, up to where he's talking about. And he says, every night, about 1 o'clock in the morning, this light comes on up in that hill. There's no visible source of light, like a light bulb or a spotlight, and it doesn't move around. It's just light up there. And I says, well, that's kind of strange. He says, you're not going to believe this. He says, well, I'm going to tell you anyway. He says, I hiked up there, and you're not going to believe what I seen. I hiked up there before the light come on. He said the light came on, and two gray aliens walked right out of the side of the hill, about 3 foot tall. Two gray aliens walked right out of the mountain. No door, no nothing, just walked right out of the dirt. He says that light came on, and they walked right out of the dirt, right out of the side of the hill. Stood there and looked up in the heavens for about 2 hours. And then they walked back in the hill, and the light went out. He says, it's dirt. It's hill, it's mountain. There's nothing there. It's solid, it's ground. How they came out of there. So he says, you want to see? And I says, well, all right. I says, I'll come up to your house. What time? He says, come up to my house a little after midnight. So I do. I get up, middle of the night, tired, and get in the truck, and I make my way over to his house. We're sitting there, honest to God, we're sitting there at his kitchen table, and we're having coffee, talking about whatever. But so he says, just about time. I said, you can set your clock to it? He says, absolutely. He says, you watch here in a couple minutes, that light's going to come on. A couple minutes goes by. Sure enough, that light up on the mountain came on. No light bulb, no nothing, just like he said, light. So I'm like, maybe this guy's got something here, right? So we don't hike up there tonight. We're not going. By the time we get up there, it's going to take quite a while to get there. It's steep, and there's only one way up there, Everything is around bowls and steep side hills. There's only one ridge line to take to get up there. So I finish my job out, and the guy comes down and visits once in a while, and I finish my job, and I don't hear no more from him or go see him or nothing. I just kind of just pass it off. Well, a few years go by, and I tell one of my buddies about it, and he's kind of an alien freak, you know, and he wants to go check this out. So I take him up there to meet this guy. His trailer's gone, the cistern's gone, the well is gone, and his garden area is gone. Like he never ever existed. His whole the house, everything, the footings and foundations are gone. There's just weeds growing there now. So I wanted to introduce my buddy to him, and they could get together and maybe go hike this and get some pictures or something of these little gray aliens. So I'm kind of curious now. I'm wondering what happened to him. Why did he just disappear? Somebody must know something about him. Down below down there's some cabins and some things down by Red Creek in a little flat area down there. So I drive down there, me and my buddy, we drive down there, and there's a lady standing out in the yard. There's some people out there. So we ask him, hey, do you know what happened to the old boy that lived up here? And as soon as we would ask questions, they'd give us the cold shoulder. Like they don't even want to talk to us no more. Like, time to leave. You know, people give you that attitude. Like, if I got up there, I'll say, yeah, I'm leaving, bye. You know, that's kind of how they acted. They didn't want to talk to us about it. Nobody down there in them cabins, about 3 or 4 little cabins, in a little community down there, not one person wanted to talk to us about that old boy. He's gone. Like he never existed. Kind of strange. So the other night I was going to go up, but I couldn't get up.
Couldn't get up?
I couldn't get up to go look.
So you were saying there's somebody there that sells propane bottles or had propane bottles?
Yeah, so the neighbor just down the road from there, you know how people will paint propane bottles and put faces on them and attach arms or something to them? Right down the road from there is called Sithavong. 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 And it's on an entry, a metal entry, and it's got a metal sign there saying Sithavong. And I've looked it up and I can't find out what that even means. It sounds like an alien name, Sithavong. You know, so just past that is where this guy's got these propane bottles all painted up. And they look like aliens. He's got one that he just got done finishing because I'm doing a job down there in the Pinnacles, right? So every time I go by there, I think of this. But he's now got this spider he built. There's some alien-looking spider. And he's got it hanging on the fence across on the other side of the road there. And he's always adding on these. So now he's got this, I see up in front of his barn, he's building this centipede-looking thing out of propane bottles. Painting it up with bright colors and alien faces and weird-looking ears on them and just really strange little legs he puts on the bottom of the propane bottle, you know. It's just, I don't know, maybe they're walking amongst us.
Huh.
Kind of different though, so.
We were out at Cisco, down almost to Grand Junction, and we were paving that area, and we were down there in this. We were standing around one of those 55-gallon drums that somebody had a fire in, and just kind of talking and that. And all of a sudden, we see this blue light come down there, and then it followed the telephone poles. And as it went by the telephone poles, all the transformers would blow up as it went past. And since I'm an electrician, next day when the power guys had come up from Moab and were fixing them and that, yeah, this happens every once in a while. Have to replace a bunch of these. So we saw this blue light, and as it went down, as it passed by the power poles, and it went quick, all the transformers would blow up as it went past.
Was it something in the lines, or it was outside of the lines? It was just
it was up above. It was
up above the lines.
just in the air. I
Really?
don't know.
Really?
It was just like, it was one of those weird things. Oh, and there was another place down there. So we had up at top is where we had the asphalt plant. Down below we had the crusher and a man camp too down there. But we'd be working, and every once in a while something would happen with the pump. And none of us liked to go to where the pump went into the Green River. And, you know, I always felt like somebody was watching me or something, some animal was. But none of us talked to each other about it or anything. And so Craig one day says, that pump will quit again, Daryl. Go down and see if you can get it running. And so Daryl took off, but he went the other direction. Came back, Craig, like, what was the deal? I can't stand it down there. He says, I had to go to the trailer and get my gun before I went down there.
Wow.
But the interesting thing is they had an Indian was down there right by the little cove that we had our pump sitting. And he had a girl with him, and he was in full costume with a headdress and everything, and was doing smoke in the 4 directions. And after that, none of us, you didn't feel like that anymore. So that was kind of weird.
Kind of maybe expelled it or something, or took care of whatever the problem was there.
I don't know.
Indians got some pretty strange stories about spirits and things that they see, so.
Yeah.
Well, that said, I think that's a wrap.